Hey everyone. I know today I already showed you a Dettlaff deck, but my teammate JmJWilson came up with some dominance-oriented Dettlaff deck, so I was like, yeah, I need to try that as well, and it's pretty fun and I'm pretty successful with it so far, so I was like, yeah, I want to show that to you as well, so subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and let's head right into the guide. Okay, as always, let's start with the cards. And this time I go from the top to the bottom, because like the gold cards are just a bit more interesting. Of course we have Dettlaff, because Dettlaff enables us to maybe get 12 points, but it's important. We have a lot of 4-point, like 3-point removals, and Dettlaff helps us to get this extra 2 points to remove a dangerous enemy engine, which like Giants always had a bit of a problem with, but Dettlaff enables us to do that. And if we actually kill it with that, then we get like another 2-point Ekramara onto the board, which is nice. It's a nice addition. So first of all, we have Old Spirit Chip Asleep. It's basically 9 for 10, which is kind of like, but it enables us to get dominance, and this is like why, what this deck often needs. We have Protophylla, for example, which is already good, which ties to the point. It has dominance and typically does 3 damage to an enemy, but with dominance we actually drain the enemy by 3, so even more value, which is pretty good. Katagan thrives, which is 6, which means like there are not a lot of units that can actually trigger the thrive, which only is possible, for example, for Brewers, if it actually eats a unit bigger than 6, or a unit bigger than 2, so it actually gets to 6, or by Old Spirit, for example, or also by Gregor if it triggers, but we'll come to that. On Death Wish, on deploy, it will both summon a 2-point Ekramara, so it's already like an 8. If you can trigger it drive twice, you already get a 10 for 9. Regis Bloodlust is like the typical removal, damaging it before, the Death will banish it. Sure, it's 8 for 9, but it has synergy with Dettlaff, because, for example, if the enemy is a 5-point engine, you play Regis, you play Dettlaff, you get the Ekramara, and you have removed the engine. Gregor, whatever, I can't pronounce it, whatever. Anyway, I'm nearly damaging an enemy unit by 1. And the cool thing about him is if you kill a 1-point unit, it actually buffs by 6 and gets a shield. So pretty good value if you're able to kill a 1-point unit. Again, Dettlaff or stuff like Regis or other like removal cards help you with that a lot. Oswald is there because we have, for example, Spirit Chip, which is pretty nice value if you eat the Spirit Chip. But we can also like eat something from the enemy's graveyard if there's something there which we think is good. Maybe you can also snack a Roach if like we don't have better targets in our graveyard. Also like a good snack target for Oswald is Caldwell. It's a 10 for 8, which is pretty decent on its own, but if you don't have the highest units, if you don't have dominance, basically Caldwell will betray you and will jump to the enemy. So you need those cards to keep like dominance. And Oswald can also snack it then, so Caldwell is still a good card. Then we have the Crone combo. Well, damage, boost, and consume. Damage helps you to get dominance by removing an enemy big unit. Boosting helps you to, of course, keep dominance by having like your own big unit. And Brewers also can get you dominance because it consumes another big unit and then itself becomes the big unit. So those are really good for dominance. Gimp is just a solid card in its own. Like a lot of 3-point units are there. For example, if the enemy plays Dryads and he plays like the 3-point Dryads of Harmony, you just Gimp it then, problem solved. He lost a lot of provisions, you get a lot of points. So Gimpy in this current meta is not a bad thing to have. Cyclops, best removal tool in monsters probably. You have a unit there, you Cyclops it, which means you destroy it, and you deal damage to an enemy by its power. Has only reach of 2, so typically if you wanna set up some Cyclops targets, play into the front row, so you can utilize and like hit every enemy on the enemy's board. Then we have Violent Rider. Again, with dominance, if you have the highest units, it will summon like another Violent Rider from the deck, which means 8 points right there for you, which is pretty good, but you need to be careful playing it late in the round because the enemy actively tries to prevent you from dominance. So starting off with Violent Rider is not a bad idea. Question is if you want to trigger your Thrive units, but if you don't have Thrive units in your hand, just go for it. Violent is a Thrive unit, it is a 3, so for example Violent Rider will already trigger it, but it also damages the unit by 2, which is again tying into our Dettlaff ability. So if you have an 4-point unit, you can play Vivan, you play Dettlaff, remove the 4-point engine, and you get an Ekramara. Cool. Wild Hound damages an enemy by 1. If you have dominance, you damage it by 3. So since it's all about dominance, so to say, Wild Hound is not a bad addition to the deck as well. Foglet helps us with thinning, as there's Wild Rider, we don't play witches, so Foglet and, for example, using Cyclops to kill the Foglet will trigger its Death Wish, so it will summon another Foglet from your deck, which is decent value, but like thinning is probably the better value. Plummet! Probably the best, one of the best bronze vampires, gives an enemy bleeding for 2 turns. If you already have a Plummet on the deck, on the field, it will trigger the bond that gives an enemy bleeding for 4 turns. So it's already a 5 for 4, but it can become a 7 for 4. Cool. And then we have a Bruxa, which is 2 damage. It's basically the better Wolfpack. It damages an enemy unit by 2, and a Death Blow you can thrive. So the vampire version of Wolfpack. So can help you again with Dettlaff. If it triggers Death Blow, you can thrive. Typically, it will get removed from the board because there's a lot of like 2-point damages out in the current meta. But as I said, like helping to set up like to kill engines, it's pretty decent. So yeah, as I said, cards are all about dominance, trying to keep dominance, and well, removing enemy engines. The mulligan with this deck is very straightforward. You keep your golds while you try to get rid of your bad bronzes. For round 1, you wanna also have Wild Rider, a Foglet, and consume cards like Cyclops or Brewers to get that additional thinning. Caldwell for round 1 or round 2 is very good to have to finish a round with him, and Oswell makes sense only in round 2 or 3. Bruxa is a better Wolfpack, but definitely the worst card in the deck, so if you can get rid of it, do it. Gameplay wise, we try to establish dominance early, by using cards like Katakan, Brewers into a Foglet, while playing our lower bronze to set up, thrive, and deal damage to the enemy units so they can't overpower us. As soon as we establish dominance and thin Foglets and Riders, we drop Hounds so they get extra value. Don't play too much gold cards in round 1 if you don't need to. If the enemy passes, you can finish the round with Old Spear Tip, but preferable with Caldwell. In the case you're afraid that you will lose dominance, you can also play Caldwell and then consume it with Brewers, or if you find a good target, you can also use Cyclops to destroy the Caldwell to be safe. Round 2 we need to evaluate if a push makes sense. Since we play Point Slam, pushing is a good idea most of the time, except you go against a deck that point slams as well and can overtake you. Cards like Spear Tip, Protoflatter, Caldwell and Oswell can create a lot of points in a short amount of time, which may force the enemy down a card. The shorter round 3, the better for you, especially if you have powered up Crones, Oswell and such. Deny enemy engines by hitting them with Reaches, Wyvern or such, and finish them off with Dettlaff, so you'll find value while your opponent doesn't. If you can set up Grigor for Dettlaff, then don't hesitate as well. Now, let's see the deck in action. Philavendrel. Let's see what shenanigans Philavendrel has now. If people still play like some Legion stuff from before, or if they actually include new cards here. Okay, we don't need 2 Riders. We only have 1 Consume. We only have 1 Death Wish unit as well. We have this. Okay, sure. Dominance. Yeah, okay. I guess. Guess we can put some tempo out here. We don't have engines, so depending if he goes like this carryover bullshit, we will see what to do. Going to push him hard in round 1 though. I think that's what we need to do. And maybe we can get rid of some engines with the Dettlaff. Not sure when to play the Katakan. Paul. Well, that's a problem. If it would have Reaches, I would have just killed it. Because with Reaches plus Dettlaff, there we go. Getting the shield, but we can trigger the shield with the Plummet, so it's fine. With that we get rid of the shield. Now he has to boost it, I think. But let's see. And then we try to get it to dominance area, I guess. Good thing is, like, shield didn't get him as much value as if he would have boosted it too. But of course, it prevents me from killing it right away. So shield was still the better option for him. And he has still the tactic advantage to have to stay on the board.
My tongue about that.
Okay, don't care too much about this, I think. If it, well, we just kill it, right? Like, there's no way we let this live. We lose one point, bleed dirty, but I don't care. So there we go. Now we need to be careful because Dettlaff charges we need to keep for stuff like Yankon, Pavko, and all that other stuff. So we need to be careful with our control options. Let's see.
Not one escapes. Got it?
Now it would be good to have another Cyclops. 9. This is like 8. We just need to, I think, keep that. Let's get some Thrive going. Maybe we can get Dominance. We'll see. He will like hit my Spirited immediately. However, if I get a card up for playing Spirited and I'll charge, I don't know. Probably still worth it. We could then push him in round 2. Which would negate his carry potential. Plays Chirnax and stuff, okay. Did I say that we don't have dominance, which is a bit of a problem? I played this, he will Chirnax, and then like Weavers won't help me. King of Beggar really annoys me. Do we still play the Spirit Tape? We get like additional value through Catacomb. I think so. Even if the Chirnax comes down now. Can still boost this with 2. And then we have dominance. As long as it doesn't play another dwarf, of course. And if we have dominance, then we can do shit, so that's good. Worst case, we use another Dettlaff Judge, which I would rather not do. Let's see. There's the Chirnax, of course.
I sense your
So now we have this at 9, we're still
I
ahead here.
see your fear.
And now we'll need to see if he can. He needs to play out a dwarf. But then he can only hit it with 1 or he needs another damage cards. But I think he has a lot of engines there, right? I mean, he plays unicorns, which is just strange. It's not like the old Mulligan engine. It's true. Geralt, okay. Oh, nice. Another Chimera, okay. I mean, yeah, that signals me he wouldn't, like, I should pass. I was like... Now I can, of course, push how he wants to. But he didn't get that much carry over. He got, like, I mean, actually, he got a lot of carry over from King of Baggers, but still. So what we don't need is that many. Well, Brooks I don't like as well. He probably can kill it. Gimpy is good. I just see on what he will play Gimpy, okay. Well, we can start off with Valtan right on next round. I think the Hound. Okay, what do we want to have? That's pretty good. Osriel would be amazing. Okay, Crone is also not bad. Okay. Those 2, but we have like the Valtan Rider still in the deck, so I don't dare. I don't dare. Now he has like what? How many cards? 7? Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 cards. That's 9 additional value from Filavandrel. Wow. At least we got 8 points out here. There's Philendrel. Pretty decent. Let's see if he can play some control. I mean, what's like, is this already? Oh, should have played Water Dread and run into the. Oh man. Well, we have like 4 damage options. You know what? Let's get Fried on the board. Still have like other control options, and we need the additional value from the Akimara anyway. We can do 4 damage here, 4 damage here, 3 damage here. So like, and also like 3 damage here, worst case. So, question is like, will he give me a 5-point unit? Then I'm going to use those. And if he gives me 4-point unit, I'm going to use those. Okay, get rid of my Thrive. I don't like you, but it kind of was expected. When do I eat my Spear Tip already? Does he play? I mean, he already played his high unit removal. Could have Sheldon in there. I think it's Plumber time. Against Cartel, I always beware of roast taking. I think Philavenville doesn't play traps, but like Crushing Trap is just such a good card. And against accepted wars, we don't care. Also, like if you have something in the first row, we can Cyclops anything. So playing on row 1 is actually not a bad thing. That is pretty good. So basically, I don't care about that at all. However, I think it's now also time. Not sure if he has like big unit removal. This gives me dominance for sure as well, so we can now Protoflatter whatever comes. Probably my next card, because I need to have the dominance. And the rest we don't care about dominance anymore, so he can theoretically play that. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm saying. Losing dominance right away. We just hit it. Cyclops, when the rest is just straight up damage, so. Could have also destroyed the Rider to give him the option, to give us the option for the 2-point removal, but I probably want to wait with that. Okay, there you go, 5 points. 6 actually. That could be my target. Chrono reaches, do we care?
A word once given, we never break.
Do we need the additional? I think we keep it. Like, can he buff it up? Maybe. Do we have damage? Yes. Is there something else like Octwist or something when we want to remove? I don't know. This orbit is pretty good that we get this, but still.
Get the move on, lads. Look alive.
Okay, actually. Should have killed it probably. Oh, but we kind of need this, like otherwise we don't. I want to keep my Dettlaf. I'm afraid of Octwist. Or something like that.
Slaughter them to a man.
Well.
No one wanted these lands, so I up and took them.
In worst case, we need to use him actually for the flutter to get additional value.
An ill wind.
If I kill this, it's 4 value. And with this, it's 5 value. Right. Because I'll lose out of 3. And here I only get 2. And I have... Do we care? Probably should have killed off the elf. 20 points? Can you do it? There's a Sheldon problem there. Sheldon's not enough.
Raid!
There we go. Nice. Dana. There's some really good Dana decks here. Let's see. And we have the butterfly. So we don't need two Foglets, obviously. We wanna set up Thrive, of course, but against Skirtail we have the problem that they typically run archers or something. So we need to see if we actually can set it up. Dominance would be interesting. We need to play Caldwell last, probably. I think we can take this and we'll see if we actually... Well, it's good for Dettlaff, so it's fine. Like, if we don't trigger their death blow, we can at least trigger his. We will see. Depends really if they will survive or not. And we're in red, so we'll see if we can actually get dominance out, because he will like use tactical advantage. But we can like maybe deny that with Cyclops, so let's see. Let's see what he gives me for targets. Good thing if he starts actually we can start off with. Yeah, there we go. We can actually start off with books and hit the fall.
Trees feel pain just as we do.
We don't play the duel. We do. Oh well, that was good. Well, smart choice. However, he can only do like 1 point of harmony. So if you start off with Wyvern, you can still get the Thrive with Bruxa. So there we go. If he harmonies next turn, we're going to Bruxa it. You can always like also hit this for 2 and then like use Dettlaff to even get like more Dryads off the ground, because those will get out of hand. That's why he plays like her right away. Let's see if this is Shinmiri's deck. Typically they also run a crushing trap, so at some point you probably need to play into the front row, but I don't want to give him the pleasure of that early. Let's see. We will see. Come on. Let me kill some Dryads. I think she's the most beautiful leader. Like, the aura of leaves, like her dress floating in the wind, it's like really beautiful.
Coexistence
okay, sure. What I love about Dettlaff, by the way, is like he's now human, and if he goes into, if it's my turn, he transforms into vampire. That's pretty good. Okay, there we go. Get the death blow. Can still think what we do with her next round. She will boost by 1 if we play Foglet, so that's not bad. The question is what we do with him. Her. We can, for example, like use Foglet, then go Cyclops, and then maybe
Nails are your foe.
maybe trigger Dettlaff. Kinda expected that she doesn't survive. Can like use another one on her, but I'd probably rather kill one of those. Let's play the Foglet. If he kills it with the Dwarf, we're fine, because then we just use the other Foglet to hit the Dryad. The question is also if we just like play low provision cost again and just like wait until next round, because he plays pretty big provision stuff. And those are carryover, which is kind of like, okay, sure. Can still wait a turn, theoretically, for the harmony. But let's Finn. Do we want to use Dettlaff really right away? I mean, I kind of want to save on Dettlaff. We still have 1 turn until like this gets another harmony tick, so. Theoretically, we could maybe get dominance. We'll see. Probably also complain on the Cyclops to get rid of this 5-point harmony unit.
Slaughter them to a man!
Yeah, there we go. That's actually okay. We'll get rid of this and then we Dettlaff that. And then we pressure him. So there we go. Remove this, hit this, and then we Dettlaff that. So no harmony for you. So we just wait. And do we give him the... Yeah, we give him the pleasure of executing. I don't want to use another leader church. He has like a big leader in one phrase, so we need to be very careful when to use that.
I think you'll really like this one.
Very decent. Nothing to say about that. We can try to get into the dominance direction right now. Let's try. Also, this helps for Caldwell later. I can maybe get Riders out. If he passes, I can get Riders out for sure. It's probably Crushing Trap. I don't think they play other traps. If it's Pitfall Trap with a problem, all other traps I don't care. There you go. Oh, it's... do they play Horn? Maybe he plays another one of those and like gets 8 value out of the Crushing Trap. There it is. Okay, what do we have here? 5! We still have Dominance, right? So this would be enough. There we go. Don't even need to use Caldwell. So that's good, we have Last Say. What we need to be careful now is they will try to get Saskia out and stuff, so we need to immediately look for ways to get rid of the Saskia. That is a good thing, that helps me already. Don't need Bruxa. I would love to see... Gimpy would have been amazing round 1. Those cards are stuff I want to have. Give it to me. Oh, I mean, ideally we would need to... So the thing is, if you push her now, she may be forced to play leader and get some engines out. We have the tools to push a bit. And if he gets leader out and we go down a card, worst case, we can maybe still preserve the leader. You know what, let's do this. Let's push it. Let's see if we can force leader out of him. That would be amazing. We also have like Caldwell. Maybe if, you know, we get like him in round 3. So we need something on the graveyard for him to eat. Sure. I don't care. Immunity is bad though. That is very risky. Wow, the immunity hits me so hard.
Time I taught you some respect.
We get him back if he changes sides. Which he didn't. Actually, if we bust this, we have a problem actually. That was a pretty risky play here. If he doesn't get it... Okay, we need to get out immediately. This is way too dangerous. Ooh, we got leader out. This is perfect. Okay, actually I'm fine now. Because now that we got leader out, I don't care if I'll lose this round. Because we got the leader out.
Some things cannot be forgiven.
Question is, even if the leader turns on me, it's like minus 12 points. I need to get out here, it's a shame. But we got the leader out, so he doesn't have access to, hopefully, all the engines he needs. And we bleed him a bit, so like Saskia and stuff is hopefully not that dangerous. Now we have the advantage after 4 points from Dettlaf, maybe 8. That warrants actually a card, being a card down, I guess. And then it's just about like... I think good cards, like Gimp is good. Regis is amazing. You I don't need. That is pretty good. Like now we got like the Wyvern. If you get those, like 50-50 chance, I take it. There we go. I can work with that. Also, he has the first card to play, which helps me because I have a lot of reactive cards. Let's see. If we have a lot of removal, if he plays like for example Saskia, since he played Barnabas already, like the only big threat is Saskia, I guess.
Wake up, dwarves!
Or Sheldon.
Humans lust after our lady folk.
What do I do with you? Do I Protect Letter you? Honestly, I mean... It's not the best one, but at least we got a target. Give him something to target, dude. You can Sheldon that if he wants to, sure. You can even Cleaver that, like I heard, like Shinri for example plays Cleaver now. And since people net deck from Shinri a lot, maybe Cleaver is coming as well. Give me something to control then. Or let this be alive so I have like a weakest target. Oh, we actually could have also just like killed it and used Reefers on it, but I'd rather like Dettlaf to extend my removal capability. I also like need to set up Gregory. Gregor? Let's see. Let's see if you can get a good gameplay as well. Lots of control here. There we go. How much damage do we need to do? 5. It's pretty much. Here's the last card, so he will like sheld me anyway. Do reaches and just hit it with 2. It's a shame, but hey. This is an engine I don't wanna see boosted. I don't think he has too many cards that can boost it. I think there's a Hawker healer maybe in there. Maybe. Depends what he drew. But I think with, yeah, that's not bad for tonight. So there we go. And there we also get a gameplay. Do we enable his... Here's last year anyway. We could enable Gregor with him. We enabled his dwarf now. Actually, we could have row stacked, I think, because his Crushing Trap was already out in round 1. So we wouldn't have need to play into this. But hey. But hey. So we can set up a... Oh, that's a shame. We can Gimpy still, and then we can like use this to Gregor. We can also use this to Gregor. Don't think we get a better Gimpy. So shield was good for him. The shield was good. Should have used it earlier. Lock, okay. So I think in this case we can just go. Thanks everyone for watching the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Gwent content, especially my in-depth Gwent guides going live on weekends. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page where you can support this channel and get cool rewards in the process. My Twitch times are Monday to Thursday starting at 2 CET. See you on stream.